Good evening and welcome to the January 28th, 2026 Board of Select Persons meeting. Please join me in the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We are starting this meeting with a public hearing for Libby Fruits LLC, rescheduled from Monday due to the weather. So with that, I open up the public hearing for any public comment. I did receive a letter from our code enforcement officer stating that he didn't have any issues with the plan, anything like that. The application was right here. Libby's UPIC new license for alcohol. The previous one had no issues or complaints. I see no problems with issuing the license. The fire chief was concerned with certain NFPA requirements. This is not an indoor event, and this is not required to be covered under those requirements. So I open it up to public comment if there is any. I'm seeing none. This application is filled out properly. There is the $250 required check and a diagram of the lot with dotted lines of the area of consumption.
Can you put it in a nutshell what, I don't know, whether it's an outing, entertainment? No, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Good evening. My name is Brian Skazensky. My wife and I purchased Libby & Sons UPIC Blueberry Farm. It didn't open last year. We were heartbroken like everybody else. We reached out to them, tried everything we could to try and save it, and that meant buying it. So we're in the process of really trying to get it back up to what it used to be. So on the weekends, it'll be outdoor acoustic performances and just low-key, same pavilion that used to be there. 1 or 2 beers on tap and just kind of a low-key, same type of flow that it used to have.
Only during the hours of operation, no late night events or anything like that.
Year one, year 2.
That's for renewal time. And this would be for this upcoming season?
Yes.
Okay. And that season starts, hard to tell probably.
Last week in June.
Okay. All right. Is there any other questions, comments, concerns? I am seeing none, so the time is 7:03, and I will close the public hearing. With that being said, I look for a motion to approve the liquor application for Libby Fruits LLC.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor? All right. So we will sign this. Alicia can copy it and get you a copy. We'll just sign this so he doesn't have to stick around. All right. With that, I look for a motion to accept the January 12th and January 28th warrants.
So moved. Seconded.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? All right. I think we only have to sign the front page. I look for a motion, to approve the January 5th and January 12th meeting minutes.
So moved. Seconded.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? I'm seeing none. All those in favor? All right.
Also, probably should approve the warrants from last week too, and then to add those on there. So those would have been the 20th.
I look for a motion to approve the January 20th warrants.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? All right. Thank you. Thank you, Alicia. Would somebody read the announcements, please?
The Select Board will hold a make-up date for the community workshop on Monday, February 2nd at 6 p.m. to discuss community involvement in the $75,000 grant we are working on. The workshop will be hosted by the York County Soil and Water Conservation District with a Select Board meeting to follow. The public is urged to attend. The Planning Board will meet on Wednesday, February 4th at 7 p.m. The board will hold 2 public hearings for the March ballot. The first will be on Thursday, February 12th, and the second will be on Thursday, February 19th at the fire station. Both hearings will start at 6 p.m. Absentee ballots will be available on Wednesday, February 11th with the town clerk. The Select Board is looking for members to join a comprehensive committee. If interested, please contact Alicia at 793-4475 or the Select Board admin at limerickme.org. And as part of the hearing of citizens policy, no personal attacks on any individual or firm, including town employees, town officials, or members of the public will be tolerated during any meetings. Please direct concerns with individuals town officials to the chairman of the Board of Select Persons outside the public meeting. Please stay current with town information by visiting www.limerickme.org.
All right, thank you. I have department reports. I have Chief Welch. Can you just sign that?
Hello, Jared Walsh from the Fire. Department report, January 2026. Our calls for 2025, we did 677. Of that, 206 were fire, 471 were EMS. I have it broken down by mutual aid as well. We did 159 total. On the fire side, we gave mutual aid 39 times, received it 13. EMS side, we gave 68, received 39. Professional development, we have 1 member that completed EMT class and passed exam, 2 currently enrolled in the EMT class, 2 are planning to take the advanced EMT test, 1 enrolled in Fire 1 and 2, 1 awaiting a test date for Fire 1 and 2. The Lucas CPR device that was voted on in the fall, that has arrived. It's in service on the 2nd ambulance. We're looking to finalize the order of 2 GlideScope laryngoscopes for intubating people. It'll probably be around $5,000 total. That's going to come from a Maine EMS no-match grant. After that, both ambulances will be outfitted the exact same after this purchase. New ambulance, you guys all have a proposal in front of you for the RFP we sent out that we can open now or at the end, either way.
We'll let you get through
Okay.
your report, and then we can open.
Staffing, we have no issues with staffing in February. Everything's been filled. There was some issues in January due to the flu. We had lots of call-outs. We have 2 new employees starting this week. One is an advanced EMT and firefighter. One's a paramedic firefighter. We'll be doing ice water rescue training refresher in February with a date to be announced. And then I have some announcements for officers. After 23 years of service, Pete Proctor wishes to step down from his position of captain. He's been with the Limerick Fire Department since May of 2003, and throughout his time has been a mentor to us all, a strong leader within the department. We would not be where we are today with his unwavering commitment to the town and to the department. We sincerely thank Captain Proctor for his years of dedicated service and leadership. Lieutenant Siobhan Shea has stepped down from his role as lieutenant. He runs many businesses and does not believe he'll have the time to dedicate to his position. We wish Lieutenant Shea continued success and thank him for the time he has dedicated to the town of Limerick. We have appointed the new deputy chief. Alex Doro has been appointed to the position of deputy chief following the interview process, which involved area chiefs. Alex comes to us with extensive fire and EMS experience. He's currently a lieutenant with the Biddeford Fire Department. And those 2 positions, the captain and lieutenant, we posted that, we received all the applications for it, and that process will begin soon. And that's all I have. We have the 3 RFPs. We put it out to 4 companies. One of them sent back and said they could not meet our requirements. So we have 3 from Specialty Vehicles, Autotronics, and Greenwood in front of you. Part of the RFP, we said that we'd open it on TV for the prices. We don't have to review them. They're like probably 30-plus pages long. So.
Oh, jeez.
I'm a farmer, you always get a knife.
Really didn't want anyone opening this. I have one here from Specialty Vehicles, Inc. They are a Lifeline ambulance.
If you guys can't find the prices, that goes fine. You guys want to move on?
Okay. Maybe we will do that, and we'll announce the prices next week, if that's okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yes.
How many EMTs and paramedics does the town have?
Let's see, so currently we have about 5 paramedics. EMT-wise, we probably have about 12. We're pretty limited, so we have like 2 people that are kind of grandfathered in that are drivers only, but they have fire side that still works very, very occasionally, but right now we're trying to get ALS on every shift. But I can get a concrete number for you.
Oh, no, I was just curious because there's a lot of training and stuff and, you know, I never.
He's gonna take them and review them and.
Yeah.
We've been trying, so Pelletier really set up a good system where when we got new people, we would send them almost immediately to fire or EMS, and it's actually really helped retain people. Just starting at a fire department with no knowledge of how a fire department operates, and just say, go on calls until you figure it out, doesn't really work out. But the way that he came up with, I think, was working very well. Like, we're getting EMTs, we're getting firefighters, like, immediately, within 6 months. And we haven't had anybody that's disappeared on us yet.
And how long is the training?
For EMT, it's like a semester for EMT. And how long is advanced?
My EMT was 16 weeks. Advanced, I would say, is 24 months, and a paramedic is over a year. Or 24 weeks, sorry, for advanced, and then paramedics over a year.
Generally an associate's degree at least.
On the job, or they have someplace that they go to, like the college or?
All the hours get done at clinicals or at a school. They're not done in a department. The EMT class, I think, actually is held at some departments. We don't hold it here in Limerick. Occasionally, if there's enough interest, they'll head it in Limerick, and like an instructor will come, or Newfield is the last place, but we don't train our own people for EMT. Anything else?
Is there any other questions? Here are the other 2, right here, if you just want to get those prices. All right, next on department reports, I have Cindy Smith, Library.
Cindy Smith, librarian. I was just going to talk a little bit about maybe some things that have happened that maybe people have missed. We've had an author talk this past Saturday, Jeffrey Ryan. His newest book is called This Land Was Saved for You and Me. We have a copy of that book upstairs and 2 of his other books. He lives in Parsonsfield. We were doing the knitted hats and mittens and gloves for free that people had donated. And so we feel like people in the library have already picked up what they wanted, so the remainder are down in the downstairs hallway. So those, it's mostly hats. The gloves and mittens are gone. We had an in-house winter craft program today that was attended by about 15 people. We had some take and make kits. Those are all gone. That was started on January 5th. We have the chess club. We're doing 2 Wednesdays a month, the first and the second Wednesday. So coming up, we have February 4th and February 11th. We also have a new artist of the month coming. She'll hang her show on Friday. Her name is Melody Norris, and she's a writer, editor, illustrator, photographer, and a photo to art creator. So she has a lot of different talents, and she has a business with her husband called Black Cat Sweeps. She's a chimney sweep. So she wears many hats. On Wednesday, February 18th, we have a program. These people have reached out to us. They wanted to come and present an educational program. They are not charging for their program. And the name of the company is Renoster. and they will talk about forest carbon credits. And so it'll be questions and answers, and see where it goes. Anybody is welcome to come and learn about carbon credits. We'll be doing the Great Backyard Bird Count again, February 13th to 16th, where you can log into the eBird mobile app and do your bird count. So birdcount.org is the website. And we'll have some Valentine craft programs, another early school release day program, February 11th. It's Take Your Child to the Library Day, Saturday, February 7th. So we have different activities planned on that day. We have book discussions, where the library has a Facebook page. The library website is limericklibrary.org. And so just come on in, check it out.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you, Cindy.
All right, with that, that's all I have for department reports. I will open it up to hearing of citizens. Okay, yep.
The first one we have is Specialty Vehicles Lifeline. They have a price with a trade-in. It's going to be $419,706. Greenwood Emergency Vehicles, be $415,000 even. And then Autotronics with trade-in value, $495,900.
Did you say trade-in value? So we're trading in what we've got?
They have trade-in value listed on there, if we trade in the 2016. That was the
Okay.
plan when we discussed it last year.
Is there a price if we wouldn't trade it in?
Yeah.
I don't know if,
I mean,
you might not have that on you, but,
it has an amount that they gave us for the trade-in. We'll
Okay.
disclose these, of course, but. This is 17,000, and the other one's like 46. They don't get much.
17,000 for that rig?
Yeah, so we met with one of these places, and they kind of told us they're not in the business of reselling ambulances.
it most
I
likely be
think
better
that
to
we
private
should more
sale.
lean towards possibly selling it ourselves, if we do that. I think the other
My
one was.
F-150 out there, I bought for more than for right around 17,000,
Yeah.
so. CEO vehicle? Okay, and then, yeah, I think at some point we can try to kill a couple trees and get copies of those documents. I know that there's an ambulance selection crew at the station that will probably want to review those.
It's just kind of to review these, because there's so much information.
Yeah,
in them.
absolutely.
The Autotronics has a trade-in value of $45,000.
But they're the ones that's 490,000?
Yeah. Okay,
But we can review these and
Write that
see,
one
like,
down.
maybe there's something they have in there. We'll just compare them, make sure they're all on the same page. But
perfect.
anything else?
That is all. Thank you.
Yes, the one that's being traded in, I don't go there. The ambulance that's being traded in or sold, that's not one that we're currently paying to bring up and equip further, is it?
No, the stuff that we're buying to equip right now is not actually attached to the ambulance. It's just equipment, pretty much.
So it'll get gutted.
Yeah.
Okay.
It will get a new power load, and these should all have the power load system in it, which is pretty much where the stretcher will essentially load itself, which every ambulance has now. That's the only thing that we haven't put on that backline ambulance. That's different from the front line, but that should come on the new one. And we'll compare to make sure the price isn't out there because of that one thing.
But all the equipment that's on number 2 right now
Yep.
will go into the new one.
Yes.
So we
That-
don't have to buy any equipment for that.
Correct, except for the power load system for the stretcher.
Well,
They even discussed, like, there's a mechanical device that, like, lifts the O2 into the truck. It's like
Now, is
18
that
grand.
included in that price?
I'll have to read through this, because there's a lot of pages of
I
it.
hope so.
It's supposed to be included, we'll just make sure that it's in there.
Yeah, that was on the specs, probably.
Yeah, I did see it on one of these, just looking over, but This one's got to be over 100 pages, so it's gonna take me a minute.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, hearing and citizens. Rick?
I get it, Walter Rickon. Few meetings back, it was discussed about the pavement contract. How did that end up being worded? How that would go out to bid,
What pavement? The,
the paving contracts?
for the roads?
Right,
We didn't have any wording on
yeah. It wasn't the shoulder work separated?
it. Oh,
Oh, for the
I want to
budget?
get to,
For the budget?
yeah.
I think there was there's some budgetary number that was moved in for shoulder work that wasn't completed this year, that we're not gonna raise and appropriate for next year to, finish that work next year.
When you send out the bid for paving, that's gonna be one bid, right? For the paving, the shoulder work, everything goes to the one guy, one company.
that's not what we were talking about.
Exactly. And that's where you're gonna have a problem. Because if you hire me to do the paving, right? And then you hire you to do the shoulder work, and I run down a bad load of pavement and it starts to crumble, and you come back to me, I'm gonna say, you didn't get out there in time enough to back it up, or you didn't use a good enough product, and the town's gonna get stuck in the middle. The paving, when, the definition of paving is from start to finish. If the paving company that's awarded the job wants to farm out the shoulder work, that's all well and good. It still goes back to him. Any other way, the town is gonna get caught in the middle. And, you know, if you wanna try to save money to get further, you know, you should start thinking about putting some specs on this stuff. Now, if you start running 3/4 crushed gravel on the shoulders on a hill like Range Road, the first hard rain, you're gonna lose it. You should be running 1.5 inch crushed gravel. It's less money to make, so they're gonna charge you less. It's something you
We
should,
haven't even talked about the specs on those yet.
I know that. And that's something that happened 2 seasons ago when Range Road was paved. The contractor came back and he said there was sandy soil there. That's why he had a hard time with the ripples coming down the hill. Now, that's something you guys probably ought to think about too. You know, if he comes across a problem like that, any contractor, they should come to you and say, the under soil is junk and we ought to think about replacing it. Now, if you put out $400,000 bid, or $400,000 budget, and you end up into a problem like that, you're just gonna get less paving done in a year. You can't come back to the people and say, we need more money. If it's 400,000, it's 400,000. At least we do what we do the correct way. That's, but you see what I'm saying about the shoulder work and 2 different bids? You're gonna get caught. You're gonna get caught in that he said thing, she said, you know, give it to one guy, and if he wants to farm it out, it still falls under him, and the town don't get caught in the middle. Something for you to think about. All right?
Thank you.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Is there any other hearing of citizens?
Lori Harmon, citizen of Limerick, sorry.
Whoa.
I got to thinking after the last meeting, and I know Ricky does work for the plowing, sanding, everything for municipal properties, right? With the materials being down on town property, there is, as far as I know, no contract in place for storage with the town?
Storage for what now?
For the materials on town property?
Stuff you bought from Cesario.
Nothing in place.
So I'm guessing there's also no release of any liability for loss of the materials that are on town property. If anything happens to any employees that are working with the materials, there's nothing releasing the town from any liability from that. If we're going to be storing materials, there should be a contract in place. And with liability clauses, indemnity clauses, et cetera. And I got cranky today, and I'm just gonna say it. It's gotta be written by an actual attorney or a legal assistant who works for the attorney, because when I was looking at the sanding and salting and plowing contract today, I realized it looks like a high schooler wrote it,
It's actually from
And-
our attorney.
which is scary.
Oh, I mean, that
Which
is
is-
attorney written contract.
I mean, I was at work today, just as an example, and I work for a sole attorney who, firms are very different. They're a
Oh,
lot,
I
they're a
agree. I
lot,
just-
they're a lot harsher.
But-
I had an extra period at the end of the sentence, and I was asked why it was sent out to the client looking like that. And after looking at the contract and the contradictions, the misreferences, the different fonts, the different justifications, doing what I do, it just really got under my skin that it wasn't necessarily reviewed by an attorney. If it was just not a lot of attention was paid to it. But also, the board needs to be paying attention to what they're signing, because it contradicts itself all over the place. References subsections that don't exist. Makes it hard to follow a contract when it nullifies itself and creates loopholes.
Well, I think it's not just the plowing contract, but it's all contracts that gotta be reviewed
I wouldn't,
going forward, because we can't keep going the way we're going.
no, I mean, I was just looking through this one, and I'm like, oh, a loophole. He doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to do that. He can get away with not doing this. He could do this if he wanted, because there's loopholes built in throughout it because of errors and that kind of thing. So anyways, so circling back to my original point, if we're going to store materials on town property, we really should have a contract in place. The town should have a contract in place to cover the town and liability, et cetera.
Does that work for if somebody falls getting the sand that you get donated at the Bricktown Hall? What's the liability since that's on town property? Does that not work the same way?
Where you get two different,
What's the difference?
what she's talking about is storage liability.
Well, it's his salt and sand for the season, but I'm
Right.
saying it's on town property. Do you,
Right.
like, what's the difference with this sand that you deliver for citizens to go and get if somebody falls getting it on town property?
Well, the one thing that I think of as far as that particular instance is we've got pollution problems down there right now, and we shouldn't be in a situation where we're adding to it.
I just am asking what the difference is. And
Well, one is residents are going there, and they know they're going there at their own risk to get salt and sand. But employees, or if Ricky's materials disappear, who's held liable? Because it's on town property. It opens the town up. I'm not saying, that he would necessarily win if he sued the town, but it's going to cost the town in attorney's fees and everything else down the road. Everything just kind of builds up. It's a lot easier and a lot cleaner to have that contract, especially since it's being stored not personally, but for his business work and for the town work. And so it'd just be a lot cleaner.
Do we have that in our contract with our town roads?
No.
So even their own stockpile that's down there could,
There is no
It's in there.
stockpile, there
It's
is
in
no
there.
stockpile down there.
No, it is, there's an indemnity clause, there's liability in his contract. So that's all built into that contract. And saying that, this is where he's gonna store it, this is where they're gonna,
yeah.
they've gotta have this equipment, yada, yada, yada there. So that's all in there and covered. So I just got to thinking that with Ricky having all the material there, the town should really cover their assets and liabilities, so to speak.
Well, all these contracts are due, so.
Yeah. That's all.
Thank you.
Maybe, if I can get my...
Ricky? Sorry.
Ricky Richardson, plowing contractor. This is the first season that we've actually stockpiled sand and salt down there. We purchased the remaining salt and sand from Cesario, the prior contractor, and we figured the best thing to do was to remove that, set it aside, and cover it, because that's what the state would recommend. They want you to cover your piles, so we covered it. This is the first time we've actually stockpiled material there, because at the time, it was late summer, early fall. Wasn't a lot of time to truck it all to the sand shed where we put our material. If it's a problem, we can have it out of there in no time. We don't want any liability on the town. We have our own stockpile, we have our own sheds, we keep our material undercover. You just give me the word, and I'll definitely, we'll get it out of there and clean it up. And if anything ever comes amongst the missing, I'm not too worried about it. If somebody needs some material because they run short, all they gotta do is pick the phone up. We'll be more than happy to help them out.
Well, you guys came to us as a board and asked us, and we
Yes.
gave you the okay.
But if it's gonna be a problem, we'd be more than happy to, we'll remove it for you. And as far as the contract goes, I don't think we've had any problems in the past.
No.
If we do, you would address it. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't remember them coming to the board on that.
They asked us.
I'm not saying I have a problem with it, I'm just
They asked us at a meeting.
He asked last week.
I don't remember.
He asked last week.
Director.
yeah.
That was this liability that this woman's talking about. The man works for the town all over the town property. So, I don't know what this is all about, but I think people have to read into what it is. It don't amount to nothing. Like he said, if somebody was to take a yard of sand, he's not gonna worry about it. That's it.
Thank you. Is there any other hearing assistance? Seeing none. Moving on to old business, review of legal accounts. There was two legal bills the legal bills were dated January 8th. One was for a little $911.12 due to CEO-related items, and the second one was also CEO at $805.90. One of those was a court case, and one of those was a property going on, property issues happening in town that Stan has contacted the attorneys about, and they are helping us with those. And those are the only bills that I saw in this week's warrants. Municipal parking lot paving update? Nothing?
There's nothing.
Okay. Deep Vale update.
You will be getting an invoice shortly for $27,100. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm hoping that it will be paid for through existing accounts. I'm hoping that the accounts we need to process the grant will be set up soon. And I'm hoping the board will help with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion of new system administrator. We received one proposal. I have requested a second proposal from the second person we met with. And I guess once we get that second proposal back, we can set up a workshop for us to sit down and review those together. New auditing firm. I know we talked briefly about that, but.
I've talked to 2 of them.
Yep.
I've got another one I'm gonna talk to tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm not too excited with the prices, but oh well, we'll get there.
Yeah. SOP grant update. Work in progress, all right. Nothing new for the rec director. YCSWCD grant, we have a new date of February 2nd at 6 p.m. here.
Next Monday.
Next Monday. Next Monday's already February, that's crazy. Public vote for March 13th, or the public vote, yeah, public hearings for the vote on March 13th. There are 2 of them. One's going to be on February 2nd. One of them is going to be on February 19th.
No, February 12th.
I can't read. February 12th and February 19th at 6 p.m. at the fire station. Those are open to the public and recommended to attend. Job descriptions, we have a copy of the descriptions from the tax collector and the town clerk for the deputy to review. These were provided, I think these are the same ones provided by the state.
Well, so I'd given Dee Dee something, I think the charter commissioners, or maybe they were ones from the state that we'd started with. So she took them, they reviewed them, made some changes. They made them more their jobs, because that's what that person's going to be taking. And then they'll work on, from that point, right, like deputy positions with those new people at some point, that when they would get ready to hire them. But, so these are more targeted to what Judy and Dee Dee actually do now, because those are the positions that those people will be taking. So if you're good with those, I think in the next meeting, decide, and then we can get them out for.
And we all have copies of these?
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. Discuss sidewalk concern with MDOT. There was some concern about a check not being released that we had money from for the project that we were holding in escrow almost for the sidewalk contract. That check has been released to the company, Limerick Crossing, and it was mailed as of Friday. We held 1/3 of the cost of the work. DOT paid us, we paid it back to the owner of the.
I originally put a hold on that because I didn't know the parties that were involved, and I want to read up on it, so then I released it.
Okay, perfect. All right, that is all I have for old business. For new business, a special town meeting. We need to schedule a special town meeting for transfer of funds. This was discussed at a budget committee meeting about, there's some monies that need to be transferred for budget purposes, possibly need to be transferred prior to the March vote. And we're still obtaining wording for those transfers.
I thought you had it.
Yeah, we have them, we got them.
Okay, we got that from Julie.
She got it from MMA.
That was for the tax commitment. And there was some other,
There's a couple of.
there was, I can't think of the word. Capital project reserve accounts that needed to be funded due to miswording in a previous ballot. So we need to schedule that meeting sooner rather than later, even though I don't like special town meetings. It was kind of something that was discussed at the budget meeting that kind of can't wait. unfortunately. So,
How's February 4th? Is that too early?
I think it is for.
we have to advertise.
Advertisement.
We had to advertise for at least a week, right? Yeah.
Why can't it be done on the 12th or the 19th?
I was wondering if you could put the two on, you know, that you have both. The 19th probably would make more sense. But we already are, have
The first one is an
SRCTV.
information, the second one is a vote? that
No,
what you're saying?
they're both public hearings, but
For the March vote, but do a special town meeting and public hearing one night.
like if we do them this, one of those nights, make it two things.
Like we did tonight.
I think the special town meeting will take a little while.
Yeah.
This town has taken a lot longer on one article, so I would just be worried about time constraints for those nights.
Actually, it's nothing more than just a correction.
What about doing it on the 9th? Because that would give you enough time to get it out there, get the notice out, give you that 7 days.
Yeah, and the question is, do we have that special town meeting here? I don't know what the attendance will be of that. That's the worry with,
That's just the other thing, we have to check with SRCTV if you do it at the fire station.
see if they're available the 9th, or if not, we can do it before one of the public hearings. Just start earlier.
We're already starting at 6.
Yeah. What does the board think?
Why couldn't we have, just do it all those nights, one of those nights?
12th or the 19th?
I just think the 19th maybe.
They're already there, so.
Yeah, you already have, the 12th maybe you might get more people for the,
For the
yeah,
absentee.
ballot, and maybe, I don't know, but.
Yeah,
let's
why
do it
don't?
The 12th.
Yeah,
But those 2 dates were just to discuss the,
Yeah, we just decided to do 2 public hearings.
those are public hearings for the March vote, but we can advertise that it's also going to be the special town
I
meeting.
would say do it the 12th.
Okay, you want to make that a motion? Okay.
Second.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? All right, so we will have that on the 12th.
So you,
We have the questions for the tax commitment
yeah, which I have.
and the wording that I can get to you. I received it at a, are we gonna need budget committee recommendations on those? Yeah.
So that's the other thing.
So we'll need to ask the budget committee to meet for their recommendations. If we can do a joint meeting,
You really should do this on the 19th,
because, yeah, we're pushing it now.
asking- Because we have to have them meet, then we have to advertise.
So we have the special time meeting on the 19th and have the budget meeting on the 12th? Is that what you're saying?
No, we'll have to, so we have to advertise the warrant for 7 days. And so we'll have to have the budget committee meet possibly sometime next week or the week of the latest they would be able to do it would be the 11th, because we have to advertise it starting the 12th if we're doing it on the 19th, because we have to advertise for 7 days.
If it's,
So, do you know what nights typically work best for the budget committee?
Typically not on Thursdays, right?
Budget season's over, so I know it's,
Yeah, so everybody's kind of got their thing going on. I can reach out and see.
Well, I'm
when-
wondering if you want to check to see maybe if it's easier if you guys meet like Monday, if we start our meeting, like a Monday, like the 9th, the 2nd or the 9th with you guys, if that's better.
special time meeting.
Oh, a
or
special
if
time
it's-
meeting, yes.
if you
but I'm
need to do
talking
it
about With
Thursday.
the budget committee.
Okay. Let me reach out and see
Yeah.
We're just
who's
talking over the thing, we're not
already
taking
got
any
plans
votes.
Yeah.
and,
They have to vote on it.
and who, because
Okay.
as long as
They
we
have to
can
get a
get
recommendation.
the 3 of us,
Yeah, Okay.
then we'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah, so if it's just easier, I just wonder if it's just easier, if we're already meeting, if we just start with those things with you guys, just do a joint.
To get it done and over with, and then there's no back and forth and
Yeah.
hiccups.
Okay, so Lori will check. So I'll look at my notes because there's one, I think there was one for the fire department if
I have it. I have
I don't have my budget.
some verbiage
for
in
that.
my, I have some verbiage in my truck that I can,
But there
Sure.
were, I think that we're talking about 3 or 4 questions, if I remember correctly, at
Yeah.
least. Okay, so we want to do the
So-
19th. I think you need to just change your motion for it.
yeah. You want to change your motion to the 19th for the special town meeting?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
Second.
Changing your second? Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor for the changes? All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
February 2nd, I'm going to do the 2nd and the 9th.
February is going to be a busy month. Candidates night, we need a candidates night in February. That, in the past, it doesn't have to be the night of it, just a random night. Do we want to reach out to the candidates and see what days work best for them?
Well.
Or how have we done it in the past? I mean,
That's gonna be a free-for-all.
Usually I've checked and just to say, like, this is, like, try to give advance notice. This is the night that we're thinking. Because ultimately, unfortunately, if you start doing, does this work for you? This, like, you just.
Yeah.
Makes it a little more difficult, so. Oh. Yep.
So, candidates night, we need one in February.
It should be before the 17th, that's when the absentees start going out.
Absentees start going out the 11th, or
11th?
can start going out the 11th.
I thought it was the 17th.
The 11th.
No, the 11th.
So, I thought they started going out on the 13th, because that's why we did that. We wanted to do one of the public hearings prior
We
to.
tried to
Oh,
do
yep,
it the week
yep.
before, but SRCTV couldn't, so we're only doing it a day after
Yep.
absentee. So, I mean, we really did the best we could with that.
Candidates night?
I'm fine with that. I
Hey.
don't have to be there.
What night did you say?
The 5th,
The 5th.
Thursday the 5th?
Thursday the 5th.
I'll make a motion to do it on the 5th at 7 o'clock.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All right, so candidates night will be February 5th at 7 PM. We will get notices out to the people who are running for positions.
Can you get it up to the public too?
Yes, maybe.
Yeah, because.
Yeah, so the public will have to submit questions.
Everyone that can submit questions.
We don't create the questions unless we submit them personally. Questions submitted to Alicia.
No, actually, I think, well, yeah.
I know
they
one
came to
year-
me last year, because Dee Dee, I ran it last year, Dee Dee has run it before, but.
Okay. So we'll get a Facebook posting out. I would recommend doing a newspaper article, yeah. Yep. So we'll get those. If anybody has any questions to submit, email it to the Select Board admin, and they will be asked, so long as they are appropriate, and
We can do that here.
we're gonna do that here. 2/5 at 7 PM. Okay. Contracts for the June ballot. Up are the town roads, the sidewalk contracts, and the plowing of town properties. So all plowing contracts are up, so we should get our bid packages ready and review those contracts to see if they have any clauses about renewals or extensions in those contracts. I think we added a 1-year renewal or 1-year extension period into the town roads contract, but the sidewalks and the town properties will have to go out to bid.
So if you want those on the June ballot, this has to be sooner than later, because the June ballot stuff is due, will be due in April.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
like
60
to
days
get it
prior.
out, to advertise it, to get them back.
Repeat, please. Sidewalks,
Uh,
town properties.
Town roads, sidewalks, and the town properties.
Oh, so all three of them?
Yep.
What was that extended contract you said just?
In the town roads contract, we changed the verbiage that if there was, I'm pretty sure, am I going crazy? Probably am going crazy. I know at one point it was discussed about adding the possibility for a 1-year extension into the town roads contract, and I'm getting a head shake saying, yes, it's in there. Okay. So we'll have to review that and see if we want to renew that contract or put them all out to bid. And so we'll review that and come back next week with recommendations for that.
About trash and mowing.
Mowing, we just renewed.
Mowing
Starts in May.
for 3
Trash
years.
isn't up until next year or the year after, I can't remember, I'd have to look.
Trash
Sure.
is 2
It's
more
online.
years.
I think
Yeah,
it's
trash is 2 more years. I think we entered to do a 3-year with them.
Brady, sorry.
Lori?
The roads,
Lori,
is it what?
I'm getting motion to have you come up. Air traffic control.
No. I'm getting complaints, they wanna hear you.
I actually have my irritant for the day in front of me. The contract for the roads is a 1-year contract pending 2 additional years with voter approval pending their performance.
Okay,
Yeah.
So,
that's why I wanted to review it. Thank you. All right. Appointments, that's all I have for new business. Did anybody else have anything to add to new business? Appointments and resignations. I have nobody resigning, nobody to appoint this week. Discussion of agenda items. Anybody have any discussion?
I don't.
There's a assistant fire chief, yep, we appointed them last week,
Yeah.
or our last meeting. Yeah, the assistant fire chief is, I did notice some changes that I can email you the names of the changes. Yep, yep. Any other discussion of agenda items? Seeing none. I do have some correspondence that we received. I was asked to read this at the select board meeting. I'm unsure of where this came from in the background, but I'll read it. Dear members of the select, this letter is dated January 19th. Dear members of the select board, we are writing as concerned residents of the town of Limerick regarding the discussion about eliminating night shift coverage within the fire department. Limerick is a small rural community of approximately 3,300 residents, many of whom are elderly or medically vulnerable. For those residents especially, the assurance that help will arrive promptly when an emergency call is made is not a convenience, it's a necessity. Full-time fire and emergency medical staffing, including overnight coverage, provides peace of mind and real protection for our community. Emergencies do not follow business hours, and response time can mean the difference between life and death. Knowing that trained professionals are immediately available reinforces trust in our emergency services and strengthens the overall safety of our town. We would also like to formally recognize the outstanding performance of 2 EMT first responders who answered a pre-dawn emergency call involving our family. Their rapid response, professional bearing, and sensitivity to the situation were exemplary. Old Orchard Beach education. In a moment of stress and uncertainty, their calm competence made an enormous difference. We're deeply appreciative of their actions and the care they showed us. The town of Limerick has invested significantly in a new multi-million-dollar public safety facility. This facility is a vital asset to our community, and it is a true value, and its true value is realized only when fully staffed and operational to serve residents at all hours. Maintaining adequate overnight staffing ensures this investment fulfills its purpose and protects the people it was built to serve. We respectfully urge the Select Board to carefully consider the real and lasting impacts that reducing emergency coverage could have on public safety, particularly our most vulnerable neighbors. Strong emergency services are a cornerstone of a resilient and caring community. Thank you for your time, your service, and your consideration to this important matter. And it was signed by 2 members, but they did mention a medical call, and I don't want to share their names just because it mentions a medical call, but that being said, I don't know of any discussion of stopping
News to me.
night coverage. I hope we don't stop night coverage. We need night coverage. 35% of the calls are at night. So with that, that's the only question.
Well, it would have to be a town vote because
Yeah.
the townspeople voted to have 24-hour coverage, so.
Yeah, because we've never talked about doing anything other than that.
No. Other than that, I do have correspondence. I think I want to thank Carroll Materials and LP Murray and Sons for donating loads of sand and salt for the town residents. And I have letters here that the select board will sign or has signed, and we'll be mailing it to them. And we also put a little blurb on the website just thanking them. But just a letter saying, on behalf of the town of Limerick as well as the select board, we'd like to express our sincere appreciation for your generous donation of salt and sand for residential use by the town of Limerick. It goes on to say that your contribution helps ensure residents have access to materials to improve safety on their properties during winter weather conditions. And we truly appreciate it with sincere appreciation. It's signed by the 3 select board members.
And that goes right into what I wanted to say. We need to figure out where we want it, and we need to get some type of building for that.
I did talk to someone at Carroll Materials last week. They stopped me. I was down there for my day job. They stopped me and they discussed that they have to check, but they'd possibly be willing to do a couple out back here, so long as it's approved, a couple concrete blocks. And
It's in the plan for the whole thing.
Okay, in the parking lot?
Yep.
Okay. So I guess we'll have to just, if we don't do the parking lot, we'll have to think about building one of those temporary structures until we do the parking lot.
Have you seen the one that they built in Newfield? It's like 4 blocks high and,
Oh, I thought you were talking about the $1 million one.
no,
That
not the
one is
$1 million
actually,
one.
the one that they got planned is actually modeled from that one.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, that's what they were talking about down at Carroll Materials. They were thinking something just big enough for a dump truck to get in there and dump a load and go on with the day. But no, thank you to those 2 companies, and we appreciate it, and I'm sure the rest of the town appreciates it. I have no other correspondence. Does anybody else? No, I'm seeing none. I look for the time is 7:57. I look for a motion to.
So moved.
Howard, I'd like to get together with you sometime and go over that plan that you have
Sure,
for the building. I'll reach out to you
yeah.
and see
No
when that's
problem.
good for you. Thank you.
All right. I'd look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All those in favor? All right, the time is 7:58. Thank you, guys.